Your relationship with money matters. I'm Michelle Perkins, and this is the Money and You podcast, where I will be breaking down your relationship with money, offering tough love money tips, and a money dating plan that will focus on lifting the barriers to success to help pave the way for better money practices and increased wealth. It's time to take control to live a limit-free life. It starts today. Hello, and welcome to another Money and You show. I'm Michelle Perkins, your host. So glad to be here broadcasting from ubngo.com. And it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's. So here's the deal. I hope that you are loving it up today. It doesn't really matter, actually, if you're with someone or not. There's plenty of love to share with your pet, the world around us, the trees in your yard, other people, friends, yourself. How about that? I think for all the people out there who aren't celebrating with someone, they should certainly be celebrating themselves and offering up some self-love today. So that, I think, is so important. And as I say in the introduction, I really encourage people to build a great relationship with money and date their money. So I decided on this Valentine's Day, we will talk about that. How do you love your money? A little or a lot more than you normally do. So Valentine's Day is a great day to get a restart with your relationship with money. And if you don't happen to know that you have a relationship with money, I will just tell you, you do. You are having a lot of feelings and emotions and beliefs and things around money, just like you do with other relationships that you may or may not have tuned into. And it's really important to be aware of all of those things because they are driving your decision making. Our emotions really drive what we do. Whether we eat that giant chocolate chip cookie or whether we spend that money, it's all an emotional response to feelings and to ideas and beliefs and thoughts. So we figure that out first when we look at our relationship with money, and we work on our mindset around money. We work on shifting some of those beliefs. So if it's a bad belief or a negative belief, we can flip it into something that's going to work more in our favor in life and empower us to make better decisions. So when I talk about money dating and building your relationship with money, I want to give you a few ideas for how you can do that, because it's all about getting to know your money better. And you can listen to lots of Money and You shows with experts who are going to tell you how to get to know your money, what to look at, and how to figure out the numbers and what to do with all that information. And let me just give you some framework for that. It's pretty similar to how you're going to operate with a person in a relationship. So when we want to develop financial independence, there are a few things that are super important. Protecting and growing the existing assets we have, understanding and managing your finances, and increasing income without necessarily adding extra work hours to your life. That's really a key to greater financial independence. So one of the things that is really important is spending time with your money. So just like you would date a person to get to know them better and, take your time kind of building that relationship, it's so important to do that with your money. And I think on this day, it's a great day to ask yourself, how and when can I spend time with my money? Are you already doing it? Do you already have a regular time each week or a couple of times a month that you are sitting down and spending time with your money? And I don't mean paying your bills. I mean other things like looking at where you can save more, what's going on with your debt, what you're spending, maybe budgeting, also looking at all the bigger financial picture of your life. What are your goals? Are you looking to buy a house in the future? Are you looking to buy a second home? Are you looking to change a career, take some time off, travel the world? What are your dreams and goals? And if you haven't sat down and thought about that, it's probably time. That's a very good exercise to do immediately, because for one thing, that builds better feelings around money. If money is the empowerment tool that's going to help you to do some of these things you really want, why wouldn't you want to spend time looking at it and planning and figuring that out? So start with your goals, and then start second with your allotting some time, putting something on the schedule where you're going to sit down and get to know your money. Because I'm going to bet that you don't know your money very well yet. Now, some of you do, that I know. But for a lot of people out there, you know pieces and parts, and you might be checking your bank accounts, but you might not have a really accurate picture of all the details of your financial situation. I was just doing a planning workshop, and one of the girls at some point in the workshop said, now that I'm thinking about this, I have an investment property that I haven't paid any attention to in a while that I probably should refinance, or I probably, should do some things with that would either save me money or build some wealth for me. So, we lose track. We lose track of things. I actually lost track of a stock fund that I had because it was from an employer, and I was no longer with that employer, and I literally forgot that I had this, the stock that I had with this company. So we sometimes need to put all of that together and really pay attention. So when and how are you going to spend time with your money? That's dating tip number one. These are all really in question form, so hopefully you're going to answer some of these questions. Do you look forward to meeting with your money? Because that's a really important key. If you're going on a date with someone, hopefully you're looking forward to that date. If you're not, you got to ask yourself a few questions about what's going on there. And so it's the same with your money. If you can't stand sitting down and looking at your money, if you put these dates on your calendar but you don't do them, what's that about? What are you running away from? What do you not like about this idea? And oftentimes what we don't like or we don't want is just as informative as knowing what we do want. So we want to look at that. So if you start dating your money, maybe you're shy at first. Maybe it's uncomfortable at first, just like with a person. And so there's just all this nervousness or anxiety or whatever. As you do it more, as you go out with this person more, it's going to get more comfortable. And that's the way it is with money too. So yes, maybe it's uncomfortable when you sit down and start looking at these numbers. Maybe it brings up some not great feelings. Stay with it. Feel uncomfortable for a little bit. Pay attention to those emotions. Figure out what they're telling you. Maybe it's some past stuff that you've let go of, but your body is still like reacting, almost like a trigger. But maybe you need to just adjust your mind and know that, I did some things that didn't work in the past. I'm not going to do them again. I'm going to go forward. Tell yourself some new stories. Work it out in your mind with the emotions you're having. So you can continue this relationship because honestly, you don't really have a choice. I mean, money is going to be part of your life. You might as well make it a good relationship because it's a lifetime relationship. We can't actually get rid of it. We can't divorce it. We can't, unless you go live in a barter society somewhere or do something really out there, money is going to be a partner for you in your life. So you want it to be a working, functional, healthy, enjoyable, hopefully really fun relationship. So my next question to you is, how well do you know your money? Just like when you're going out with somebody, you come home and you say, wow, I think this person is going to be my lifetime partner. Well, how well do you know them? I mean, is that a good decision right now, or do you need to get to know them a little bit better? So I think that this is a great question for you to answer because chances are you think you know your money. You think you know how you feel about your money. You think you know what, the whole financial picture looks like, and yet you may or may not. So I think it's really good to be a little extra cautious there and think about what you might not know. How well do you know it? What are the things that you still need to get to know? So a lot of times we don't know some of the financial details around things. We know we have a car loan and it's going to end at this date. We know we have credit card debt. Do we actually know the interest rate we're paying? Do we know how long it's going to take to pay it off? What are the details? And how, I think when it comes to money, you should really know all the details of your relationship. Maybe with some people, you don't need to know every single thing about them. With money, it's a really great idea. Do you trust yourself with money? I think it's really interesting to look at that. Trust is so important in relationships. It's crucial. Do you trust yourself with money? Do you do things that you regret? Do you do things that then you turn around and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that again. It's just a pattern. It's something I do. It doesn't work, but I keep doing it. I keep spending everything I make. I keep, being afraid to spend. I mean, some people won't spend their money. They work really hard and they put it all away, and then they can't enjoy life because they're so driven to keep it and save it that it becomes super uncomfortable to actually spend it. So we have people on both ends of the spectrum, overspenders and actually underspenders. So, I mean, we're doing all this work with money so that we can enjoy it, right? So we don't want to never use it, never enjoy it, never put it in that energy flow in the universe where it's coming back to us and going out into the world and benefiting other people as well. So, do you trust yourself with money? Have you made mistakes in the past that have caused you to not trust yourself? Do you even trust money? You've got to be in relationship with you've got to trust yourself. You've also got to trust money. And this is a really interesting thing because some people actually do believe that money is the root of all evil. We're not going to trust the root of all evil, right? So that's not a good situation. So how can we rethink money? How can we rethink the people who have money, who we might want to model ourselves after? And yet, if we don't find them to be trustworthy, decent people, we're not going to allow ourselves to go there. So I think actually answering that question and thinking about money and yourself in terms of trust is a really interesting way to illuminate some new thoughts. If you were to start dating your money regularly, what do you think would be the best dates to go on? This is really where I work with people on my money dating plan. I do have a whole program around your money date because what I found is I used to tell people, put a money date on your calendar, and they would do it. Even I did this initially when I was doing it. But then when I sat down for my money date, I wouldn't really know what to do. I mean, I would pay some bills. I would look at some bank balances, but I couldn't get out of the box and kind of creative about what I was doing with my money. So that's really, I help people design these money dates. I go on them with them for a while until I get it down and can do it on their own. And we look at a broad spectrum of different money areas. So when you go on these dates, again, just like a person, you don't want to go on the same date every time you go out with the person. That would get boring. So we also don't want to be bored with our money. We want to look at a variety of things and interact with it differently on these different dates. So think about that. If you were going to start dating your money regularly, what do you think would be the best dates to go on? And how would you really like to feel about your money? I think it's important to set some goals there because your mindset around money, your whole money story can dramatically change. You can grow up in a family where there was a lot of money fighting or there was a lot of stress around money, and that has you growing up with not great feelings around money, trust me. I see a lot of people, I interact with a lot of people who've had that situation. So money to them means stress and strife in their family and all kinds of things. Doesn't have to. Other people have grown up in situations where money was a non-issue. It's like, do what you want, spend what you want. And they can sometimes grow up with, no rules around money, no control over money. It's just really interesting how you feel about money. And if you haven't given that any thought, this is a great time to do it. Valentine's Day is a great time to try to feel, love. And so if you don't feel those feelings of love and, or even with your money, then it's a good time to really say, you know what, I don't think my money relationship is what it needs to be. And honestly, your money relationship needs to be good because if you want to, for example, grow a business, that money relationship is going to get in your way if it's not good. Just like having a relationship with somebody who is, really a drain on your life, that is going to impact your work. It's going to impact your business. And this money relationship is the same. So the better you make it, the better all the other parts of your life are going to be, whether that's your career. Maybe you want to make a career change. Your money beliefs are going to help inform that decision. They're going to hold you back or they're going to propel you forward. And so we want the kinds of money beliefs that move us into exciting new opportunities and bring us additional wealth. And all of that means growth and the ability to see our own potential, the ability to see no glass ceilings. I mean, we can't be thinking there are limits for us as earners or for, as far as what we can build. And I think a lot of people grow up with that. A lot of people grow up with be happy what you have. If you're making a good income, that should be good enough. Don't want more. These are all the beliefs that, maybe have been ingrained in our subconscious mind that come up as we get older. And so we want to be careful of those. We want to make sure, again, just like in relationships, there are a lot of feelings that we run into when we're dating somebody and trying to decide if that's a person to keep going with. And sometimes we limit ourselves. Sometimes we think, well, maybe that person is as good as a person I'm going to find. So I think we can really equate the two. But with money, again, this relationship is not going to leave you. It is going to be one you have forever. It has to be good. So, and it's important that you love your money enough to spend this time with it, to get creative in the money department, to learn. I have so many guests on the Money and You show who have spent a tremendous amount of time learning about money, teaching themselves, reading books, listening to other podcasts, getting an education in money. And so there's a lot we can learn. And that's how you build a good relationship too. So make it a point to make money a part of your life. A relationship that requires time, an investment of time, an investment of, you caring about it, and really being intentional, and being intentional about how you look at it, what your mindset is around money, and also what you're doing with it, because it's very important to understand that your feelings and emotions and beliefs around money have to be on top of their game, just like with sports. All of that has to be in a growth mode and in a success mode. Same with money. But then you also, just like with sports, have to have the skills and the knowledge about what to do. So we want to build both of those up. And in doing that, you're going to be unstoppable with money. Anybody can do this. Money is definitely not rocket science. It's not actually hard. It takes some discipline, and mostly it takes understanding and being super honest about where you're at, what money's about, what you're about with money in that relationship, how you operate. Do you freak out about stuff? Do you stay calm? Do you get afraid? Does it create worry and fear? And so you do things to make sure to mitigate that fear, which might actually not be helping you to grow your wealth and improve your finances. So many interesting questions come up. I love this topic, and I think loving your money should be everybody's goal. Not in a greedy, gross way, but just in a positive, I'm going to improve my life and my family's life and the society and the community's life. It all works so that good relationships promote good vibrations out there, positivity, and better things, not just for you and your family, but for the entire community in the world. So that's where I'm going with this. I have a great assessment. I have a lot of different money tools, but one of them is a assessment around money and your money personality. And it's a hidden money archetypes assessment that will help you to understand yourself. And it'll help you to know your strengths and gifts around money. It'll help you know where the challenges and blind spots are. It'll help you understand the patterns you've had in the past and why. And this will help you to understand and then change. Release the stuff that isn't working for you and improve on the things that are, in fact, serving you. If you have a partner, it's great to do this, both of you and your partner, to understand, because you'll most likely be different, and that will most likely be where a lot of the conflict might be coming from if you're having conflict around money. And so once you understand each other, the game changes. And so understanding yourself, understanding someone else in this regard, and you can work together so much better around money. So I want to invite you, if you're interested, to connect with me and take this assessment, or learn more about my upcoming money dating course. And so you can reach me at Michelle, 2 L's, at limitfreelife.com. You can go to my website, limitfreelife.com, sign up for my newsletter. There's a free, on the Money Mindset page, there is a free checklist, PDF kind of document that will help you to make better money-making decisions and uncover a few things where you might not have such great money boundaries. So that's a really interesting one, and that's free on my website, limitfreelife.com. And I would just encourage you on this Valentine's Day to enjoy the day, first of all, and think about the people that you love out there, whoever they are, and share that. Think about how you can love yourself a little bit more and also how you can love your money. And so reach out to me if you need help with that, or just put some effort into it and see what you can do. Drink a toast to you and your money tonight and enjoy building that relationship. And I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for listening, and happy Valentine's Day. And we'll see you next week on the Money and You Show.